Tonight, we will journey through the gentle beginning of the entire story of ancient Egypt, a tale as slow and deep as the river itself. We will feel the quiet settling of the first farmers along its banks. Now, you can begin to settle too, letting the weight of your day soften around you. Imagine yourself by the calm, dark waters of the Nile, a place of ancient peace. Take a slow, gentle breath, drawing the air in as if you are absorbing the quiet wisdom of that ancient land. Feel your chest softly rise. Then let the air drift out even more slowly, releasing any lingering thoughts, any small tensions. As the air leaves you, feel your shoulders ease, your arms grow heavy and soft. Breathe in again, a quiet, unhurried intake, feeling a gentle stillness spread through you. And then breathe out, letting your body soften further into your bed, into the comfortable space you have created. Your eyes might feel a little heavier now, a little softer, ready to close, to rest. With each slow exhale, imagine a warm, dark current flowing through you, carrying away all wakefulness, leaving only a calm, peaceful quiet. Let your eyelids grow heavy, letting them gently close, embracing the quiet darkness. You are simply drifting now, ready for the story, long before the great pyramids touched the sky, before kings wore their shining crowns. The land along the Nile was a quiet, wild place. It was a ribbon of green life, winding through the vast, golden desert. For many thousands of years, people lived here as their ancestors had always lived. They followed the slow, quiet movements of the animals. They gathered the wild grains that grew in abundance after the annual flood. Their lives were tied to the rhythm of the river, a rhythm of patience and gentle waiting. Each year, the great river would swell, quietly overflowing its banks. It spread its dark, rich waters across the dry land. Then it would slowly recede, leaving behind a thick, black silt. This silt was a gift, a promise of life. It was a soft, fertile blanket spread over the earth. And for a long, long time, people simply accepted this gift, knowing it would nourish the wild plants they harvested. They did not yet think of planting. They did not yet think of staying in one place. But then, a quiet change began to stir. Perhaps it was a particularly good harvest of wild grains, a season of unusual abundance. Perhaps it was a growing understanding of the river's dependable cycle. Slowly, gently, people began to notice the small seeds that fell from the wild plants. They saw how these seeds, when nestled in the rich, black earth, would sprout into new life. A quiet wonder began to grow. Imagine a small group settling near a bend in the river. They did not build grand homes. buildings were simple, made of reeds and mud, shaped by hands accustomed to the earth. They were not yet farmers as we understand them, but they were learning. They began to gently coax the land, to encourage the growth of the grains they knew so well. They saved some seeds from one season to plant in the next. This was a quiet, revolutionary act. It was a slow unfolding of a new way of life. The silt became their friend, their partner. They learned its ways, its subtle signals. They understood that the river brought not just water, but the very essence of their future sustenance. With each passing year, their connection to this specific patch of land deepened. They no longer needed to wander so far. The river, with its yearly gift, provided for them right where they were. They began to build simple granaries, small, enclosed spaces to protect their precious seeds and their harvested grains. These were not grand structures, but they were symbols of a new permanence. They were signs that these people were putting down roots, both literally and figuratively. Their lives became woven into the fabric of the land they now cultivated. The sounds of their days were gentle. The quiet rustle of the wind through the tall grasses. The soft lapping of the river against the bank. The murmur of voices, perhaps singing quiet songs as they worked the soil. There was a rhythm to their labor, a slow, steady pace dictated by the seasons and the sun. They watched the sky, they watched the river, they watched the sprouting plants with a quiet, patient attention. Their communities were small, intimate gatherings. They shared their knowledge, their triumphs, their quiet struggles. Each family played its part in the slow, communal effort of coaxing life from the earth. There was a deep sense of connection, not just to each other, but to the land itself. They were becoming part of the Nile's story, just as the Nile was becoming part of theirs. This was a time of quiet invention, of subtle innovation. They developed simple tools, fashioned from stone and wood to help them prepare the soil to harvest their crops. These tools were extensions of their hands, helping them to work in harmony with the natural world. There was no rush, no urgency, only the slow, steady progress of a people learning to live in a new way. The seasons turned, one into the next, each bringing its own gentle cycle of work and rest. The flood came and receded. The seeds were planted. The shoots emerged. The grains ripened. And then the harvest, a time of quiet satisfaction, a reward for their patient efforts. This cycle brought a sense of predictability, a feeling of security that had been unknown to their nomadic ancestors. Imagine the quiet evenings as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with soft, warm colors. The air would cool, and the stars would begin to emerge, brilliant and clear above the desert. Families would gather, sharing their simple meals, their quiet stories. There was a profound peace in this new way of life, a deep connection to the earth and to each other. These were the quiet beginnings, the slow, unhurried steps that would eventually lead to the wonders of ancient Egypt. The foundations were laid not with stone, but with soil and patience. The first farmers, settling by the dark, giving waters of the Nile, were weaving the very first threads of a civilization that would echo through time. Their legacy was not of monuments, but of a quiet understanding, a deep respect for the land that sustained them. They were the gentle pioneers, preparing the ground for all that would follow. A slow, steady current flowing into the future. You can drift now with that quiet current, letting it carry you into a peaceful, deep sleep. You find yourself settling deeper now, carried along the slow current of those early centuries, past the reed houses and the first planting seasons, into something a little older and a little more certain of itself. The villages along the black earth have grown quieter in their rhythms. Stone walls have replaced some of the older reeds. Children grow up knowing which neighbor keeps the best malt, which household fires burn longest through the night, whose bread rises with the most particular softness. In the kitchens of the old kingdom villages, the day begins before the sun has fully declared itself. A woman rises in the gray softness before dawn, her feet finding the smooth earth floor without effort, her hands already knowing what the morning asks of them. She crosses to a low stone, flat and heavy, worn pale by years of use. Beside it sits a basket of emmer wheat, the grain plump and golden, smelling faintly of the dry fields it came from. She lifts a handful and sets it against the stone. She picks up a smaller grinding stone, rounded and comfortable in her palm. She begins to move it forward, then back, forward, then back. The sound is a soft, continuous hiss, like a long, slow breath the house itself is taking. The grain yields gradually, becoming a rough powder, then a finer one. More grain follows. The rhythm never changes. You can hear it even now, that steady whisper of stone on stone, patient and unhurried, making something nourishing out of something small. The flour gathers in a clay bowl. She adds water, drawn from a jar that stood in the cool corner overnight. She adds a little salt. She works the dough with the heel of her hand, pressing and folding, pressing and folding. The dough is warm and alive beneath her fingers. It gives and pushes back in equal measure. The air in the kitchen thickens gently with the smell of grain and effort, a smell both ancient and deeply ordinary. The smell of a house where people are fed every day without ceremony or fuss. You settle beside her in the quiet of that room. The fire in the clay oven has already been coaxed into a low, steady heat. Fuel is precious here, straw and dried dung and scraps of wood. And so the fire is tended with care, never wasted. The oven is a rounded dome of hardened clay, smooth inside, darkened by thousands of mornings of use. The bread will go in on flat clay discs, pressed thin and wide, and it will come out just a little darker on the underside, warm all the way through, with a crust that makes a soft, yielding sound when you press it gently. While the bread bakes, there is another work unfolding in the corner of the same room, or in the room just beside it. A tall clay jar stands there, its wide mouth open to the warm air. Inside it, grain has been soaking for days. Some of it sprouted and was dried again in the sun on a flat rooftop, pale green shoots becoming gold once more. This is the beginning of beer, and it is something these villagers understand with great care. They know how long to soak the grain, how long to let it rest in the warmth, how to add just enough water to keep it quietly moving. You watch as a man lifts a cloth and peers into the jar. He nods to himself, satisfied. The liquid inside is cloudy and pale, still working, still becoming. He will add a little soaked bread, crumbled softly, to help things along. He will cover it again and leave it to do its slow, warm, yeasty work. By tomorrow or the day after, it will be ready. It will be ladled into smaller jars, sealed with clay pressed down by a firm thumb, and it will travel to workers who are building something large not far from here. Because beyond the village, out past the low mud walls and the grain stores and the sleeping dogs and the smell of morning dung fires, something very large is rising. Stones are being cut and moved by thousands of careful hands. A pharaoh has imagined a shape the sky has never before held. A vast pale triangle of dressed limestone, pointing steadily upward into the deepening blue. The bread from these kitchens will feed the men who dress those stones. The beer from these jars will fill the cups of workers who pull them slowly into place on wooden sledges. This is not a burden the village carries reluctantly. Records scratched into clay by careful scribes speak of rations delivered with precision, of bread counted and beer measured and labor properly honored. These are men who eat well and rest, who are tended by physicians when they are hurt, who carve small jokes into the stone beside their names. You can feel the ordinariness of it all, the great and the humble sitting side by side without contradiction, a civilization quietly sure of what it is. You let that image soften now, the great pale form rising at the edge of the desert, the village breathing warmly below it. The bread is out of the oven. Someone tears a piece and passes it without a word. It is dense and warm and faintly sweet. Someone else brings a cup of beer, cool in the clay, mildly bitter, deeply satisfying in the way that only fermented grain can be. People sit together for a moment before the day continues. Nobody speaks very much. The fire settles lower. A child leans against a sunlit wall and half closes their eyes, and so the old kingdom moves through its long centuries like this. One day of bread and one day of beer at a time. The great stone structures are being raised, yes, and they are astonishing things that will outlast nearly everything. But most of the kingdom lives in the warmth of these low-ceilinged rooms, in the smell of yeast and clay and baking grain, in the sound of a grinding stone, and the sight of firelight curving softly across a rounded oven wall. The pyramids will stand for thousands of years. But right now, in this quiet kitchen, the only thing that matters is the loaf cooling on the stone, the jars warming steadily in the corner, and the soft, unhurried turning of one age into the next, as gradual and certain as grain becoming flour beneath a patient hand. The flood had been high that year, as good floods always were, generous and unhurried in its spreading. It had come in the old way, moving across the low fields in a slow bronze sheet, carrying the dark soil down from distant highlands you would never see, depositing it here in this flat and quiet world where the sky felt enormous and the stars seemed very close to the ground. Now the water was pulling back, not suddenly, not all at once, but in the patient way that water has when it is ready to leave a place. Each morning, the edge of the wet ground stood a little further from where you stood. Each evening, the exposed earth dried just a little more along its rim, darkening at first, then settling into that deep, particular color that everyone here knew without needing to name it. The black earth, left behind like a gift, lay ready and still while standing at the edge of a field. The night is not dark, not entirely. The stars above you are so numerous and so bright that they cast a faint, cool light across the mud, and you can see the prints your feet have made, pressed cleanly into the damp earth behind you. The air is mild. There is a softness to it that belongs only to this season, when the heat of summer has fully gone, and the chill of deep winter has not yet arrived, and the world sits in between, comfortable and still. The man beside you has done this many times before. He is not young, but his hands are steady, and his movements have the kind of ease that comes from repetition done with care. He carries a linen sack, its neck gathered loosely at his fist. Inside are the barley seeds, small and dry, each one a quiet promise. He does not speak much this time of night. He simply walks, and you walk beside him, and the field opens in front of you, both in the starlight. The ground has been turned already. Others came earlier with the wooden plows, guiding the oxen in slow, straight lines, opening the dark earth in long furrows that run parallel from one end of the field to the other. The soil is loose and cool underfoot, and it has a richness to it that you can feel even through the soles of your sandals. It gives slightly when you step, as if it is yielding to you, accepting your presence here among the furrows. The man reaches into the sack and lets a handful of seeds spill across his palm. He bends and presses them into the earth, covers them lightly, and moves on. You do the same. The seeds are small between your fingers, lighter than you expect, smooth in a way that is almost pleasant to hold. You release them into the soil, and the soil closes around them, dark and quiet, and the field takes them in without ceremony. This is the work of the Middle Kingdom, carried out under the same stars that have observed every planting since the first seeds were ever pressed into this particular earth. The kingdom has settled into itself now. The long uncertainty of earlier centuries has quieted. There are scribes in the cities and granaries along the canals, and governors in the provincial towns who keep careful records of the floods and the yields, pressing their reed styluses into clay tablets in the lamplight of small offices. The whole country has a kind of order to it, a measured rhythm, like a song everyone has learned by heart. But out here in the field, none of that is felt directly. Out here, there is only the soft ground beneath your feet and the cool air moving gently across your arms, and the stars overhead arranging themselves in the slow turning that will bring them back to this same position a year from now, and the year after, and the year after that. The man beside you reaches into his sack again. You reach into yours. The furrows receive what you offer. Somewhere in the distance, a dog barks once and then falls silent. A donkey shifts in its pen. The night settles back into itself, unbothered. The canal that runs along the edge of this field still holds a little water from the flood. It catches the starlight on its surface and throws it back up at the sky in long, wavering lines. A night heron stands at the canal's edge, perfectly still, a dark shape against the lighter dark. It does not move as you pass. It has been there a long while, patient in the way that herons always are, waiting for something to drift close beneath the surface. You think of the granaries you passed this afternoon, their wide mud brick bellies filled with last year's emmer wheat, the dusty warmth of the stored grain drifting through the sealed doorways. You think of the men who built those granaries, pressing mud bricks in wooden molds, laying course after course in the slow heat of late summer. Nothing here is built in haste. Nothing is expected to be. The barley seeds you are planting tonight will wait in the dark for some weeks before they send any signal to the surface. They will draw in the moisture left behind by the retreating flood, and they will do their quiet interior work. And in time, a thin green line will appear across this field, almost too faint to notice at first, then unmistakable, then waist high and swaying in the north wind that comes in late winter with a steady gentleness. By then, the scribes will have made their calculations. By then, the granary ledgers will have been updated, and the foreman will have counted the sacks, and the temple offerings will have been arranged on their carved stone shelves with the careful attention that this civilization gives to every small act of gratitude. By then, the flood will be almost forgotten, held only in the measurements recorded by the nilometer. Those careful notches cut into stone at the bank's edge, one mark for each year, an accumulation of ordinary seasons stretching back beyond any living memory. But that is later. That is another day, another season. Tonight, there is only the field and the cool ground and the open sky and the seeds settling into the dark earth between your fingers, one handful at a time, slow and steady, the way that everything worth keeping has always been made here. The pharaohs receive each seed and hold it, and the stars turn above in their great slow wheel, and the heron at the canal does not move, and the whole kingdom breathes quietly in the dark as it has breathed before, and will go on breathing long after this particular night has dissolved into morning. Generations turned the way grain turns on the threshing floor, steadily and without fuss. New Kingdom Egypt had grown into something vast and sun-warmed by now, and you find yourself drifting through it, carried on the same quiet current that has always moved beneath this story. The harvests came richer in those years, weighted with barley and emmer wheat, and the fields ran all the way to where pale gold met deep ochre at the first stones of the desert. children moved through those fields in the early morning, small figures weaving between the cut stalks, their voices rising and falling like sparrows. They had already spotted the ibis, those long-legged white birds that picked their way through the green reed beds with a patience no child could quite match. You are standing near the reed bed now, in the soft light before the day's full heat arrives. The ibis feed quietly, stepping through the tangle of stem and root, dipping curved beaks into the shallows and lifting them again. Their white feathers carry the morning the way fresh linen carries it, softly and without effort. Their dark wingtips are perfectly still. The ibis have always been sacred here, tied to the scribe god, the keeper of wisdom and measure, and to watch them, now you can understand why. They move as if every step is considered, as if they are reading the ground beneath them. A shout rises from somewhere behind you, soft and bright. The children come running, barefoot on the damp ground, their kilts catching the morning air. The ibis lift together in a quiet rush of wings, circling low above the channel before settling further on in a calmer stretch of reeds. The children laugh and run again. The birds lift again. This is the game played in the long, warm pause before the real work of harvest begins. A game with no winner and no end. Only the pleasure of the chase and the sight of those white wings catching light as they rise. Further along the bank, the village women are already at work near the grain pits, sorting what has come in from the fields. They move with the ease of long practice, using broad fans woven from palm leaf to lift the chaff away in small golden drifts. The grain falls clean and heavy into the baskets below. A low murmur passes between them as they work, not quite a song, more like the sound of contentment settling into its own rhythm. There is no hurry in it. The morning has all the time it needs. You drift a little closer and then further, the way attention drifts in the hour before sleep, touching one thing and then another without any need to hold on. The scribes have taken their seats nearby, in the shade of a low mud brick wall. They rest their papyrus sheets on smooth boards and record each farmer's share of the yield in careful columns of black ink. A boy apprentice sits beside the eldest scribe, watching every movement of the brush with great seriousness, his own hand moving slightly in imitation. Numbers carry a kind of ceremony here. The careful counting of grain is its own small ritual, performed with the same attention given to offerings laid before a temple altar at first light. Upriver, though you cannot see it from where you drift, temples are still growing. Karnak has become a world of courtyards and columns, a place that takes the whole morning to walk through and still does not feel fully known. Stone cutters are smoothing granite into floor tiles that will hold their cool for 1,000 years. Painters are pressing pigment into carved reliefs, blue and red, and the warm ochre that answers the color of the cliffs at noon. A priestess carries a lamp through an inner corridor, and the flame does not waver. The stone on either side of her is covered in hieroglyphs, one account stacked neatly above another, all the way to the ceiling. She passes through quietly, leaving only the lamp's warmth behind. You rest in the warmth of the middle hours, when the harvest fields go quiet, and even the ibis have retreated into the tallest reeds. The children have settled too, back at the village, sitting in doorways, eating thick rounds of flatbread, spread with sesame paste. Their feet finally still, mud drying in pale flakes on their shins. In the afternoon, the light changes, going amber and soft, and the shadows of the date palms stretch long across the ground. Farmers return to finish the last rows before dark, moving quietly now, the bright energy of morning having settled into something steady and easy. A boy drives a pair of oxen around the threshing circle, the animals walking their familiar loop without any prompting, hooves pressing the grain loose from the husks. Dust rises gently in a low golden column and disperses. A dog lies at the margin of the field and does not stir. You watch it all from the place of gentle distance where this story carries you. This is what Egypt always was beneath the grandeur of its temples and the silence of its burial chambers. It was this, the daily warmth of it, the bread and the harvest, and the children running barefoot after birds through the green morning reeds. The monuments were built to last forever, but this too lasted, in its quiet way, season pressing into season, the land absorbing everything and giving it back again, changed and nourished. Cooking fires appear as darkness comes on, small orange points opening one by one across the village courtyard. A woman feeds dried wood and acacia branch into the flames and fans them gently. The grain gathered today will become bread by morning, and bread again the day after, and on through the season until the next flood comes to prepare the ground. An older man settles cross-legged near the warmth and begins to speak, his voice low and unhurried. Those nearby lean in slightly without making a sound. His story has no particular urgency. It simply unspools the way the best stories do, following its own quiet length into the dark. The Pharaohs are roosted in the high reeds now, still as carved figures, their heads tucked into the warmth of their own wings. They rest completely. Their resting is its own kind of abundance. This moment has always existed and always will. The children laughing, the grain falling clean into the baskets, the painted walls being finished by lamplight, the voice settling over the courtyard like a second warmth. Egypt held all of this, season by season, dynasty by dynasty, the land beneath it all remaining patient and deep and generous, ready to flood again, ready to receive the seed, ready to give back something golden. You settle into that steadiness now. You are held in the current of it, resting the way the harvest rests once it has been gathered in, still and complete. The land remembered things that empires forgot. You can feel that now, somewhere beneath the quiet, as a new dynasty of rulers took their thrones far to the north and sent their governors south with seals and proclamations and fresh expectations. The farmers along the valley watched none of it with alarm. They had lived beside the flooding and the receding long enough to understand that all things moved in seasons, and that seasons eventually turned. The Persians came first, wearing the colors of a distant sun. Their language arrived like a wind that passes through without settling. You could hear it spoken in the garrison towns, on the steps of administrative buildings, where scribes pressed reed to papyrus in a double column, one language beside another. But along the narrower canals, where the water moved green and unhurried beneath overhanging palms, the old words continued. Men called out to their oxen in the tongue their grandfathers had used. Women at the loom counted the count of threads they had always counted. The Persians needed grain, as every ruler before them had. And so the fields were worked in the same rotation they had always followed. Emmer in one season, flax in another. The yellow heads of grain standing close together in the morning light, waiting for the curved blade that would bring them low. Families who had harvested one generation after another moved through those rows with a practiced ease that no new administration could alter. Their bodies knew the work the way water knows to flow downward. You imagine one woman, her back broad and warm from the sun, gathering flax stems into even bundles and laying them beside the canal to ret in the shallow water. She had learned this from her mother, who had learned it from hers. The bundles would soften over days, the fibers loosening from the woody core, and then the spinning would begin. The cloth that came from her loom would eventually find its way into a market, and from the market Persian official who would never wonder who made it, or how, or in what quiet hour of the early morning it was finished. It did not concern her greatly either way. The cloth was made, the field was planted, the bread was baked in the familiar domed oven just outside the door. Garlic and leeks grew in a small kitchen garden along the southern wall, where the warmth was best. A cat slept on the sun-warmed limestone near the threshold. These were the textures of a life that no distant conquest could quite reach. Then the Persians receded, as things do, and a young Macedonian arrived with extraordinary speed and a gift for ceremony. Alexander moved through Egypt like a bright comet, pausing long enough to visit an oracle far out in the western desert, and to mark out the bones of a city that would carry his name by the sea. The people of the valley heard of these events the way one hears of weather in a neighboring province, with mild interest and a return to ordinary business. He was gone almost as quickly as he came, and the generals who divided the world after him gave Egypt to one of their own, a man named Ptolemy, who understood something the Persians had perhaps underestimated. The land required a certain reverence. The old temples still mattered deeply to the people who lived in their shadows. The rituals that had accompanied the flood and the planting and the harvest carried a weight that administrative efficiency alone could not replace, and so the Ptolemaic rulers did something unusual. They dressed themselves carefully and deliberately in the old forms. The carvings on the new temple walls showed pharaohs with the double crown, offering to gods whose names stretched back beyond any living memory. The new rulers spoke of Osiris and Isis in the same breath as their own Greek pantheon, finding overlaps, building bridges between one understanding of the sacred and another. In the lamplit back rooms of village houses, elders received this with a quiet recognition. The village itself looked much as it always had. Mud brick walls the color of pale ochre, absorbing the heat of the day and releasing it gently through the night. A row of storage jars along one interior wall, sealed with cloth and clay, holding what the season had given. Children asleep on woven mats, their breathing soft, and even their small chests rising and falling with the uncomplicated rhythm of the very young. You settle into that image now, into the hush of those rooms. The oil lamp had burned low. Outside, the canal murmured quietly along its banks. A donkey shifted its weight in the yard. Somewhere further along the path, a neighbor's fire had burned down to coals, sending up a thin thread of pale smoke sky, the Greek merchants had settled in the cities, and Alexandria by the sea had become something magnificent and strange. A library large enough to hold all the knowledge anyone had ever thought to write down. Ships from a dozen harbors crowding the waterfront. Philosophers debating in colonnaded halls about the nature of everything but the colonnades and the arguments, and the astonishing library existed at a comfortable remove from the man wading through the canal shallows at first light, clearing the silt that had built up against the wooden intake gate, making sure the water could reach the field where sesame had been planted. He had a son who would do the same work, and the son had a daughter who would one day carry water in a tall clay jar, balanced perfectly on her head, walking the path between the field and the house with the easy grace of someone who had done this since she was small enough to carry a smaller jar. Generation folded into generation with a gentle continuity, like one long breath finding another. The rulers' names changed on the official documents. The language of those documents shifted, layered Greek beside the older scripts, meaning upon meaning. Tax receipts accumulated in temple archives. New coins bore new faces, but at the level of the turned earth, at the level of the seeded furrow, and the patient wait for green to push through dark soil, the rhythm was the one that had always been. You breathe with it now. The long rhythm, the one older than any name carved into any stone. The field families persisted in their quiet way, unhurried by the turning of dynasties overhead, as certain and as calm as the valley itself, receiving each new season with the same open and unhurried hands. You are resting now, settled into the quiet of a very old world. The sun is going down over the flat green land, and the light is turning the color of warm honey, the color of old limestone, the color of something that has been glowing for so long it has forgotten how to hurry. Farmhouses sit low along the riverbank. Their walls are pale clay. Their roofs are bundled reed, and their doorways glow with the small, steady flames of oil lamps, lit as they have been lit for longer than any living voice can count. Rome has come. You sense this not in noise or force, but in small details. A red clay amphora rests against a garden wall. A bronze coin, worn almost smooth, lies half buried in the courtyard dust. Somewhere, a scribe draws letters that blend the old tongue with the new. But the families in these farmhouses have not changed the way they move through their evenings. A woman lowers a clay pot into the cooler air near the floor. pressing each crease with the heel of his hand. A child sleeps already, one arm curled around a small painted wooden horse. The river catches the last of the western light. It holds it for a moment on its surface, amber and rose, and a pale shade of gold, and then lets it go. The current moves on, unhurried, carrying a few dry lotus petals, a wisp of river grass, the cool breath of the deeper water rising to meet the evening air. You follow it with your gaze, and your breath slows to match it. The lanterns along the bank are small. Each one is cupped inside a clay vessel, each flame barely taller than a thumb. But together, they make a soft chain of light, threading through the darkness of the date palm groves, bending gently with the curve of the land. The moths come to these flames, as they always have. They turn in quiet circles, drawn by the warmth, and then drift on. The Roman governors live in stone houses further in the city. Their offices hold records of grain yields, census tallies, the weight of taxes pressed from this ancient land. But the land itself pays no particular attention to their records. It has been measured and claimed by many voices over many centuries, and it has absorbed them all the way dark soil absorbs rain, steadily, without resistance, making use of what it can. In the farmhouses, the bread is still pulled from the oven in the old way, pale and fragrant, set on a wooden board to cool. The grain is still sorted by hand, the heavy kernels separated from the light by the breath of someone fanning with a wide, flat basket. The field work follows the water as it always has, rising with the flood and retreating with it, patient and circular, a rhythm older than the names of kings you imagine sitting just outside a doorway, your back against warm clay, still holding the heat of the afternoon sun. The air is cooling now. A cat moves past you quietly, tail raised, and disappears into the garden. Someone inside is humming, a low, repetitive sound, the kind of sound a person makes when they are not thinking about making sound, when they are simply content, hands busy, mind at rest. The centuries have been long. You feel this not as a weight, but as a kind of softness. So much has happened in this land. So many floods have come and gone. So many harvests have been carried in, threshed, measured, stored, eaten, and forgot. So many children have been born and have grown old and have rested finally in the same dark, quiet earth their grandparents rested in. And through all of it, these farmhouses, these clay walls, these small flames, a donkey stands tethered near the water trough at the far end of the courtyard. It is very still, one hind leg bent at rest. Its its large ears slowly lowering as the day's last warmth settles over its back. It is content in the way working animals are content at day's end, certain of its corner of the world, asking nothing more from the evening than the cooling air and the clean water close beside it. Rome, too, will pass. You know this already, the way you know things in the half-space between waking and sleep, without surprise, without sadness. The legions will one day walk back the way they came. The language carved into the monuments will grow quiet, and no one will read it for a very long time. The great temples will stand in the heat for centuries more, patient as stone, waiting to be wondered at again. But all of that is far away. Tonight, there is only this: the river moving in the dark, the lanterns one by one growing still as the oil burns low. The last glow settling over the water like a breath exhaled. Slowly, completely, a heron lifts from a sandbar somewhere in the darkness. You hear the soft percussion of its wings, once, twice, and then silence. It has gone upstream into the dark, following the current the way all living things follow what sustains them, without thinking, without effort. Your body is very heavy now. Each part of you has found its rest. The sounds of the farmhouse are fading, the low murmur of voices, the small creak of a shutter being drawn closed, the last footsteps crossing a packed earth floor. Someone sets down a clay lamp and does not pick it up again. The flame goes out, and the room is dark, and the dark is warm, and the warm is soft. The land breathes. You breathe with it. In and out, as slowly as floodwater rising through black silt, as gently as a palm frond turning in a night wind. The great story of this place has no final word. It simply continues quietly, beyond the reach of any telling, beyond the last lit window, beyond the last sleeping figure in the last warm room. The river is still there. It will be there in the morning, and in the mornings that follow, carrying its patient light through the reeds, through the open fields, past the pale walls of houses yet unbuilt, through a future as long and unhurried as all the past you have traveled through tonight. You have come very far. You have seen so much. Now you need not see anything at all. The darkness is kind, and the quiet is complete, and you are resting now, fully, in the oldest and most gentle kind of peace there is. Just the water moving, just your breath slowing, just the dark settling around you like linen, like silt, like sleep.